Hello.
Hello.
How we doing?
We're good. So yeah, let's see. The resize algo finally went through.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Claude managed to go through like it's a mix. I think it's like $4,000 or $5,000 in like tokens. Luckily, I have a subscription, so it doesn't really matter. But I was just like, okay, that to implement the spec, and then to actually brainstorm the spec was probably another like $12,000 in tokens
Thousand?
over. Yeah, and yeah, this is like this was like a $20,000 redesign if I were paying like straight Claude pricing, but I'm not.
Okay.
Um,
Whoa.
and
That
then so yeah, there was a lot of research, and yeah, I now understand how kind of like everything fits as it should.
okay, so who's gonna be the first ones to try these pants, or have they already tried them?
Well, I meant it'll be Becca. I'll put in an order on Monday. I pretty much have to run a sample across like everyone who's ordered. I think on at least I think it's stages 3, 4. And I forgot where we had a few people who sent like really bad photos in stage 1 that caused production issues. And then for 3 onward, we'll take a look and make sure that the batch is all everyone who had leggings, I think, still works
Okay.
in the new process. So that's I think the weekend project. And then from there, everything goes to the factory on their Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get them in the following week and start shipping them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that is exciting. How confident are you in the new algorithm? Like, how would you know before anyone wears them?
I I have a like our previews of how all the patterns changed. And so it's close. It's close enough. So in general, what I did was I softened up the thighs so that they won't be as tight on everyone. I think in general, I think people said it could be a smidge looser. I think you're in that camp. And then from there, I'm trying to think of what else did I change. And that should help with like if you throw a high kick or I do a deep plie. Anytime you're in like massive like flexion, as we call it, then I think the legging ratchets is kind of what I figured out is the term that we're using. So it kind of just like you throw or a leg comes down and then it slides and it goes back up, or it like pulls down, and then you just notice that over the course of like half an hour, things get tighter or just pull down. And then the other thing that I did was starting around the I used to taper more as you got up into the waist area, and now I'm kind of like start grabbing from like at the hip or the widest like girth, and then so it should be a little bit snug
I
around the
like
hip
that.
bone.
I like
And
that.
so they'll go. There's going to be a little bit. There's going to be more support on top and less pull, less compression at the bottom. So in general, yeah, I think this is going to be more of a. It should in general be more of a more comfortable pair and also good for like general gym performance. I don't know if it's going to be. We might have taken like a step back in flattery, but I think overall the feedback was like, if it doesn't function, then the flatter yeah, that doesn't matter.
Yeah. Agreed.
Like, it's one thing like if someone's just standing still and like you can make them look snatch, then that's great. But the moment if they start moving and things start falling, yeah, that's no bueno.
Yeah, seriously. No, this is so exciting. I'm so excited. And I'm really hopeful because I feel like the people who are kind of like low key standing
Yeah.
still, they have no notes. Or like I said, my skinny friends. And I've got a couple of people in that group who are black, who are skinny, and they're just like, they're great. I have no notes. For real. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, you have no hips.
Yeah.
But also so glad that you have no notes. That's what about.
Yeah. And then let's see what else was there. You'll appreciate this. We have shipped one roll each of we've received one roll each of navy and charcoal to the factory.
Chocolate. I keep calling it the
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah. Becca does not like brown.
Say that again.
Becca does not like the color brown, and she's not here right now, so we can't have her joke about. I try to remember at the cover.
First.
I know we never did brown.
Oh, I just keep saying chocolate.
You just keep saying chocolate, and yeah,
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we never actually did chocolate. Right? It's
Yeah.
charcoal.
Yeah, it was always charcoal. Yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, so that's kind of just where we stand in that. And yes, that's a big movement. And then related to movement, at the we did we have a what I'm going to call a staging warehouse. So I have the remainder of like 5,900 meters of fabric getting shipped to a separate warehouse in the Philippines. So that was my other like big project over the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Actually, it started about a month ago. We started a hunt for a factory, and then we finally have that, or not a factory, but a warehouse, so that that can accept like all of these rolls of fabric, so they're gonna hold that, so we don't have to like store everything at the factory.
So now, you already know what I'm going to ask, even though
Yes.
there would be a delay on things. But the two things that I want to address or ask about is, can we get Rajana a pair with those videos?
Yes. Yeah. With the video she sent, I think that should be fine. We'll see how the pair comes out, and because she was wearing jeans, if I remember correctly. So
Yeah,
with the jeans,
they were doing it, but at the bottom they flared out.
they flared. And so we'll see. There is a chance that they'll be like the leggings will be a little bit too loose at the bottom, but I do leave a little bit of compression. The legging tapers below the knee. So yeah, there's usually a general complaint that a lot of people don't like that leggings get like tight and like leave a mark. I don't know if you've ever had that. They feel like
I have heard a few people saying that they love that they don't. That doesn't happen with these pair. We're back. Thank you for being understanding right now. I was gone in New York for way too long, and
yeah. How were the
now I'm
days
like,
for you?
it was really cool. It
Was
was
it
awesome.
opening number?
So
I
I
haven't
was
watched.
standing. I was
Oh,
during rehearsal for Rachel Zegler for the chorus line section, and sang "What I Did for Love."
okay.
And I was just there basically, so she wasn't there. So the cameras needed to know where to go, what to pan in on, all the things. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I loved
And
that.
it's like, you know, the stage, you know.
Apparently,
Yeah. So I was like apparently, like, you know, where all the numbers are.
yeah. So I felt honored to be there. I've been at a 20 Awards rehearsal before, but I'd never been like a
Mm,
part of it. And I've also been there as the media, but that we were in another
okay.
building. So every time somebody won an award, they would go into the media room, and
Yeah.
we'd be like, question, like on TV.
Yeah.
So that
But
was, yeah. And I have more thoughts about the Tony, obviously. We're the theater kids. So I was just going to check in on Rajana's pair, because here's the thing. So right now our plan is to, everyone who's gotten a pair, we're going to give them all a new pair with these updates.
yeah, I haven't decided if it's going to be everyone or how we're going to select for who. It's pretty much everyone we have good photos of, I think is what is going to be.
I like that.
Because if your photos aren't great, or if like they're cut off at whatever, and we can't, and if we can't if we don't have a good confidence that we'll have a good pair, we won't do it.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
and then yeah, so that's I think is just going to be the barrier. But I think for this first round, it might only be like I might only do like 12 or 13 pairs just to get this started.
Okay.
The other new product thing I'll be testing out in the next week is probably going to be, give me a second, the no front seam version of the leggings. Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. Lululemon had like that came out with no line, and most brands are coming out with the no front seam leggings. So there was a good amount of work trying to make sure that if we're going that direction, nothing pulls too much in front. Is that yeah? Because that's where I think that's where camel toe happens. Is that when the shape of the front seam is too tight, or like isn't that it carves at the wrong angle, then it creates this tendency, just to pull in where it shouldn't.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes. I've never been a girl who's ever had a problem with camel toe. So like when I hear people like having those issues, I'm like, ugh, what is that
Yeah.
life like? To me, I'm like, whenever I lose weight, then I'm like, I can feel like maybe a camel. I feel like excited, like, oh, these are skinny girl problems. But that's not true. That's just like from my vantage point. I'm always trying to get up my like pants in general, like high enough to be where my crotch is. So I'm like, "Ugh, I can only do that if they're too big." So, and then the next thing I wanted to ask about is, are we going to put a big ass QR code in the Miss California handbook?
Oh. And that, yeah, because the decision's due very soon.
It's soon. It's soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let me know when we need to make the decision because we have to figure out like, does this new algo actually work? In the,
Oh, I know. Um,
yeah.
well, we would need to make the decision kind of soon. Like last week, it would have been great, but you're like, give me another
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, I think we are still I think we're still kind of in this like R&D phase, unfortunately, because we just had this huge, or we're in the middle of this huge, we have to test this
Redo.
all, redo. And then what I think will happen is I think we switch over to, we'll change the flow of the website. I'll have to think this through. But if we are going video first, let's think about how that, like, what's that going to be like? And I kind of like the idea that there's a little bit of the invite. Hey, invite a pair to invite a friend to get a free pair. And so, like whether we insert golden tickets, Willy Wonka style, into
Come on.
into every pair, and is like, invite your friends. It's like if they redeem, everything, everyone has like a code, and it's like if they redeem the code, then they get a free pair.
Yes.
I'll finish this thought. What I really kind of want people to do is say that it might even just be on, even account wise. Like you have to snap the photo of your friend. Like you know what you're doing. You know what you got yourself into. So when you snap the photo of your friend, and then send them the code for their account, then or you snap the video and send them the code, then it's kind of there's an incentive to help people. So like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's real. Okay. Can you hear me out for something? Let me
sure,
get this. I've not like practiced saying this thought out loud,
sure,
but just know that if we didn't go forward with the QR code in the hand, like
yeah,
it's not a playbill, but the program book, I do understand. I do understand where you're coming from. I get it. But just hear me out. I kind of am curious to see from a marketing standpoint, like how many people would go
oh,
to the QR code?
we could
Like,
probably, yeah, just that,
and
just as in,
kind of an
yeah.
experiment of like, that's also why I keep pushing Rajana. Like, what happened if we do get our version of this on somebody else's website? Like, how many people will click it with minimal effort on our part? Do we need to tweak things to get them to like, for it to be more attractive? Does it need to
Mhm.
be, I don't know. Like, and for me to gauge that, like, I really want to try it. So,
And we could also, if we can figure this out, like I do, see for $1,000, you can also do like several $100 experiments on Instagram itself or TikTok, where we
on.
post a video, you post a video and you just try to see if we can get people to respond, like in a DM or have people, we either get people to respond in a DM or we get people to, to work through like sending a video or something else. And it's like instead of just doing one shot, and then you can kind of like start working on retargeting and some of the other web things. So I think if we want to go that route, I think there's smarter ways to deploy. If we're saying like that's 1,000, it's like 1,000 approved, that's fine. But I can also say there are other ways to spend $1,000, which I'm fine with. But I think we in some ways can learn more in terms of responses, just going straight to Instagram or TikTok.
Yes.
And that's that. And I say, and that's where the butt is, because I see a lot of QR codes, but I do want the ability for us to just tweak the message. And then as I try 3 versions. Like with the QR code, we get one version of one message. It doesn't really tell us. That doesn't let us like say we can't even do an A/B test where there's a control and there isn't a, like you want to compare like 2 or 3 versions.
Okay. So I have this hesitation in my spirit. And I think it's because as your friend,
Yeah.
I want to agree with you. And as a partner in this,
Yeah.
I think there is potential here. And I think I don't think this is a waste. And here is why. And this is like one of those things like I love fighting about theater and the Tonys.
Uh,
This is one of those. So like
yeah,
if you keep pushing back, it's okay. I will still be
yeah,
in the throes, but I do think that there is an opportunity here. Here is why. So I have watched these other pageant girls. Like this is like one of my favorite sports. Like I have watched from the outskirts for so
Mhm.
long, and when there is somebody in the system who decides to start a shoe line, start a clothing line, but I have watched the organization promote them for free.
Mhm.
But they have to put themselves out there. And I don't know if that would happen in this situation. I'm not like a USA girly. I'm not like, but I do think that the potential is there that if they see a face and they like that person, suddenly everything that this person has been promoting, everyone just jumps on board. And I
Yeah.
just, it's not like, so when we talk about Instagram and we talk about TikTok, there is a lot of exciting potential there too, because it is not personal. It's like, okay, does this product just like, can we actually make this thing happen without it being our friends? Like it's bigger
Mhm.
than us when it gets out there. But I'm also curious to see like how many people are willing to jump on a bandwagon because it's attached to to a contestant that they are rooting for,
Mhm.
or because of the organization keeps reposting it, or what. Like I kind of want to see what happens, and it's last minute. So when it comes to pricing, I could do it for the actual thing. It would
Okay.
cost more if I let somebody else design it. But I think I see it. I see it. I think I can do it. But
Okay.
obviously, you get the final say. I don't.
Well, so yes, everyone. So, what's the offer and what's the click through is going to be our question.
Okay, I think the offer is here's the QR code. They can see when they go to the site. This is a $98 pair of custom pants, which half the people, at least in the building, are already going to be wearing leggings. So they see that this is something that is around the same price of something that they're already having on their body. But that's the thing though. It's like, I can't go to this pageant and like flop. And I have to actually do a good job.
Here's the thing: it's like, how many people could we give away? We're going back to the free leggings thing. Is like, how many people, if you had code Salisha and then the messaging, and we can play around with this on text, is, it's a startup, or we are a startup. We're trying something totally new, and it's just like whether we're going to provide this as a free sizing pair, and then like for feedback, or it's like, hey, we want to build or we're trying to build the next generation of clothing, of apparel, that just fits. Um, yeah. It's the fit flatter function on the first try. Like, if we just say it's like, oh, we're trying to do this, we want to give leggings away for free, and then if actually even better, QR code kind of takes you to a version of the website, and you just sign up. That's it. So we create a version. When is the actual pageant?
Finals is July 12th.
Okay. Yeah, we can get a form site or something. So there's no submission. All you do is we do the QR code. We see how many people we can get to submit. It locks in, and then you lock in your free pair. And it's like,
Okay.
and it'll go back to instructions. So all you do is like, you get an email like, hey, I'm here. I signed up for this thing, code Salisha. Yeah, and then we can do the like carousel thing where we show like, this is kind of what this is about. And then we could say, this is our vision, and then and the call to action is just like sign up, give us your email, and then we'll reach out with everything you need to submit.
That could work.
And your job gets to be like, whether it's 50 submissions or 100, and we'll figure out how I'll divvy this up. We just do outreach and we say like, it might be something as the more interactive thing is like send us a DM on Instagram or what is that, Instagram or TikTok for in terms of interactivity. That's almost the easiest way to reach us. We just think about like what is that flow going to be like, where all we want to do is open the conversation. You effectively your whitelist,
I
and
think that's a
so
smart idea, especially since if they're sitting there in the seat, like they're
yeah,
about to watch a show, they're not going to scan themselves right when they see the QR code.
yeah,
However, people like I still keep my program books from the past, so they will look through it again. I trust that. But you're right. If they go to the QR code, like, what is this?
yeah, and then you're there. So we create, Christina can create the page for you, and then we just say, hey, this is what we'll need. But right now, wherever we'll probably be in a further place in a month. But the whole thing is just going to be all you need to do to get measured is like take this video and we'll send it to us, and then we're working through how to be your fit concierge. Maybe that's what we'll maybe that's what we do. And might just go back to our organization to say we're going to do a QR code. We're not going to sell anything, but with like I'm working with a startup and like they're willing to give away free product to the first like 100 people, or we just figure out like what's the number that we think sounds big enough but small enough that you got to sign up for, like, be one of the first.
Yes.
In this brochure.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Listen, I haven't done a pageant in 10 years. So
Yeah.
I'm like, and the last time I did it, I became Miss California World. I'm like, I could
Uh-huh.
either do really well or I could not do well at all. But I'm like, if I made it to the top 5,
And then, okay. And so, yeah, I like that idea that, if we worked it in, and it's like, yeah, we're getting to start up, and it's like, we just want to get fit, flatter, function the first try.
why?
Yeah, yeah. Then and then that becomes, I think that becomes the challenge. And I think that's always been the fun theory is like, can we use technology, and in this case, like AI, to like develop a better product or ship a better product on the first try. And I never realized that the the first try recommendation is actually a pretty high bar, because like if you're a company like Lululemon, you get to ship like two or three pairs, or someone can try your size 8, and if they don't fit in your 8, then they'll try 6 or 10, depending how they want to size up or size down. And then but we only get one chance, and so that's been one. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, because we set this high bar of like, we're making you a custom pair of leggings, like you have to fit, like they have to fit, and you can't just be like, oh, we'll size and we'll send you another pair, because like we don't have that, you don't have the same luxury of this is the amount of time. Or like it's from another 3 weeks and you get another pair. It's like we don't get that luxury. It's like it really has to go.
Yeah.
In the first floor.
I have faith that it will get to that point. Right now,
Yeah.
like you are like doing whole new algorithms. Like
Yeah.
not the first time you've like redone a whole thing. So
Yeah.
I have so much faith that you're
Yeah.
gonna figure out the tech.
Once we figure out the tech part, this will be. I think we'll have a lot of fun, like getting to change things up. Between like even three colors, and you can have like 4, 5, 6 different lengths, and then we could say front seam, no front seam. Just in terms of like selection. But once this thing gets going, it's going to be it should scale pretty quickly. But it's just going to be it's going to be a little bit slow to get off the ground. But I do like that idea that for most people, if we can get that first order, and you're already getting a few people to say like, hey, when can I actually get this in like another Kindle into your pockets?
Exactly. And I'm like, this demographic that I'm about to step into, these are the girls we want in the pants.
Yeah.
We just want them like.
I want the goodie bag.
What?
Oh, actually, you want the goodie bag.
I want the goodie bag.
How many girls are participating in this thing?
I think around 40 or 50.
Find out what it takes to get in the goodie bag.
Okay.
That's the bigger question. I think if we can get in the bigger, if you can just say we're doing custom fit leggings, everyone here gets a free pair. I think that's going to be, and all they have to do is like, send a couple photos and like you could take it. I
Okay,
think
I know exactly who I can text.
yeah, I think that for me, that's the bigger win. It's like, hey, we want to be in a goodie bag. Yeah, like we'll do a goodie bag. 50 girls, $98. That's like $5,000 in that. If you do that, do we get a free QR code?
Okay.
That
Yeah,
I think we propose free product. And then I'll just this is what we do. We're
This would
making
be a huge win. That would work for me.
yeah. Let's try that.
Okay. All right. Let me circle back and let me see if I can get this into her before she goes on weekend stuff. So
Yeah. Yay.
okay. I will keep you updated.
Yeah. All right.
Get Rajana's pair in.
Yep, we'll do that. Or then we can send the first pair and then it's like, hey, the great thing if we send it now is that we can either blame it on the photos. Yeah, like if they fit, amazing. If they don't fit, it's the photos.
If they don't fit,
It's the
see
video.
that part. I know the girls. I know how to make it sound like, oh, this is all part of the blah 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 blah. Like,
Yeah,
we'll be
we'll make you
fine.
another. Yeah, we'll make another one and we'll get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But obviously we've not done this before of like I send you a video and then
Yeah.
you send me, so that's new for us. But like, let's try it.
How many? Yeah, and then I think there are 2 videos I have to do or just one.
I don't know.
Oh,
What
I
did
think it was
send?
yours. Yeah, I think you sent me one of you, and I think it's just her. So yeah, we'll create that, and then we'll get this to work.
Okay.
Talk about blurring the face too, or anything like emojis.
Oh, Andrew, one last thing before we log off. Andrew did have a good idea. Is there a world, and maybe it's not now, maybe it's down the line. Is there a world in which when whoever is taking their scan, whether it's a photo or a video, that it's like obvious that their face isn't in it? Like if there's like an emoji that, or something like it blurs out I know I'm asking because so many people are like, it's one of the things that they're not focusing on when they're telling me, but I hear it in passing. It's very subtle. Like they're nervous about being in it. And so,
Well, when you send the video, when we send the video, it's like you're sending a raw video, so it's kind of you already know what you're sending.
I know.
Now, if we do the capture stuff, that's a different like system.
Okay. Well, we just put it out there just so that we can like keep tabs.
No, I
on-
know if you, I know we take the photo, we can easily blur and say this is what we're keeping. And then whether or not you're actually keeping that or blurring it, that's a different question.
Yeah.
But I think what we can do, because we already do the video, or we do the spin around like photo thing. But so you do the spin around photo thing, and then what we can do a 3D rendered like paper bag and put it over someone's head. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something to think about. It just
Yeah.
might make think
Ask Andrew, Crusader helmet.
Crusade.
Crusader helmet. You'll understand.
No, a Crusader helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, this is good. Yeah, because at the end of this, I have a feeling this is going to be the most frictionless, easiest freaking thing ever. And I can't wait to look back at where it started of like, because it feels good to me, but I think we're going to keep trying to.
Well, it's going to take a while, and I really do think that once you get a lot of people wearing them, then we can remove the first pair free. But I think while you're still testing this out, that's kind of like, hey, you're already asking for my time to take a photo. You can't also ask for my money. And I still come back to that. But I do like that idea. Well, hey, we remove the gate and we just say you get a friend and you can recommend a friend. Like if somebody recommends you, then you get your first free pair. I think that's going to be how we do it.
Okay, I like it.
Right.
Right.
Sounds good.
Talk to you.
Bye.